So this is one of the footpaths that runs through our land. We have one that runs down the front of the property, and then the rest of it goes up behind the house and into the woodland that you'll see in the next few days, which is quite nice because it gets people to walk through the project and have a little look around at what we're doing. So this piece is really cool. It's got a lot of bramble, young trees, nettles, and different grasses. There's a path mown through here. We've tried to make sure we don't mow paths in straight lines because that benefits creatures like butterflies, who I think shelter from the wind slightly when they like to fly and feed down through pathways. So, like I said, in the summer this is very vibrant with colours and insect life. You can still hear the crickets and things at the moment, but it's definitely dying off a bit now for the winter. But it's still a really cool bit, and we love it. So I'm just going to perch here so you've got something nice to look at rather than my face, and talk about what rewilding means to me. So I grew up in Devon, and I was familiar with the green rolling hills surrounded by farms with sheep grazing all the fields, and to me, that was wild. I thought that was what the countryside always looked like, and I think it wasn't until much later in my life that I began to study ecology and conservation and started to understand what I was really seeing. Now, over time, we know what farming, how farming has changed, and it did serve its purpose. After the war, we really needed to produce a lot more food, so the incentives were there to take away natural habitats to produce food. So the history is there, and we do still need to produce food, but on the pieces of land that perhaps we can do other things with, I think it's really important as a custodian of the land to try and find that balance. So rewilding can mean a lot of different things to different people. Some people like to actively plant native species and give nature a head start, whilst others like to take the more hands-off approach. If time was on our side, I would love nature to just be and to adopt the hands-off approach. But given the climate crisis, I do feel that in some circumstances we should give nature a hand. I mean, after all, we are the reason for so much decline at an unnatural speed. When you have such a much smaller area that you want to rewild, you have to allow it time and space to find out what will come naturally before you can make a plan for the future. If you have enough space to be able to introduce large herbivores, then great. But if not, then you might have to start acting on their behalf to achieve similar results. So why rewilding? From science, we know that we need biodiversity to absorb carbon and to regulate the climate of the earth. We are nature, so we need nature to be healthy and for survival. If we are, allowing nature space and time to be what it wants to be, changing the way we see the land and accepting the sometimes unnatural urge to not manage it, and you can get amazing results from this. It's all about creating diversity, not doing the same thing with all of the land. If you have to manage some things, just make sure that you do some one way, some another way, create a bit of difference, a mosaic, and different species will benefit from doing so. So yeah, that's my outlook on rewilding. So thanks very much.